I want to talk to you about how to actually start a transportation business with one van. I mean, the thing is, when you actually are thinking about having a delivery business, or just let's just say a transportation business in general, you have the possibility to have one van, two vans, or more vans. Like you can even have a fleet. But in today's conversation, I want to focus on the special opportunity of having one van and making money, tons of money with that van in your transportation business. Okay. So here are the generalities I want you to really think about. First of all, you got to really understand that when you think about one van as the basis for your transportation business, you have to really understand the location where you are at. So the geography plays an important role because if you have one van, that just means that you got to have a pretty solid competitive edge over the other drivers in your area. What kind of van are we talking about? What kind of van are you going to drive? What kind of clients are you going to go after? What kind of loads are you going to haul? You need to you really need to answer all those questions before thinking about having one van. So let me give you the types of vans and their cost. Okay, kind of give you a clear idea because when it finally comes time to pick up your vehicle in terms of starting a transportation business with one van, you want to enter the market with a pretty solid vehicle. You got to enter the market as an informed buyer with a firm understanding of what type of van will best suit your business needs. In other words, the kind of van you choose should align with the type of business you want to run, right? It has to also match the load you want to haul. So if building your transportation business from scratch is actually your goal this year, as far as your purchasing your first van goes, you have two main options: a passenger van or a cargo van. So if transporting people will be central to your business, a passenger van is your best bet. But if your business model dictates you will be transporting goods, you'll be hauling loads, a cargo van will prove to be more suitable. So passenger vans and cargo vans share many of the same characteristics across, let's say, size, price, and drivability. So the key distinctive feature of passenger vans is that, as opposed to cargo vans, passenger vans contain several rows of seats. Passenger vans also are designed for people to travel comfortably, whereas the interiors of cargo vans are designed to move freight, right? So that's the basic sort of difference here. Passenger vans are perfectly suited for charter services, group taxis, or ride-share companies, which only continue to gain steam and popularity, and by the way, even during COVID. For consumers, the appeal is obvious. By sharing a ride with a fellow traveler already going in the same direction, you can split the fare at a deeply discounted rate. Cargo vans, meanwhile, are built to move freight quickly and securely. A cargo van is an easy to park, easy to drive vehicle that has significant cargo capacity to transport loads, and cargo vans are commonly deployed in urban areas and prove a reliable option for smaller moving jobs. So new cargo or passenger vans can be a steep investments for any newcomer to the transportation business. So you are looking at 25 grand to 30 grand. That's for cargo vans, while new passenger vans can cost anywhere from 28,000 to 43 to $50,000. So that's really you have to think about that. Now let me talk to you about businesses you can start with one van. So if you are thinking about starting a transportation business with one van, there are a lot of businesses you can start with one van. So for instance, I want to first talk about passenger van, and then I'll speak to you about cargo vans, okay? So whether you choose a passenger van or a cargo van, there are plenty of van delivery business opportunities to choose from. So when you think about passenger van businesses opportunities, you have app-based taxi systems. You have employee car shuttle service. So that's really big, by the way. You have medical emergency transportation. You have non-emergency medical transportation. Let me break it down for you. So when I talk about app-based taxi systems, you don't need us to tell you how popular app-based taxi systems like Uber and Lyft have become, right? App-based taxis are convenient for consumers and drivers alike. So joining a platform like Uber is usually as easy as submitting a basic paperwork and registering your car number with your regional office. You also have employee car shuttle service. So with the employees coming back to office settings, Many enterprises hire third-party car shuttle services to transfer employees from point-to-point locations, and you can really make a healthy profit if you manage to negotiate an exclusive deal with a company requiring employee shuttle services. So that's really big. So you have medical emergency transportation. So hospitals retain a clear and obvious need for ambulances and other emergency vehicles. So while the initial investment cost for a single van can be a steep sort of investment given the significant equipment requirements, partnering with a hospital or healthcare provider can ultimately have huge payoffs down the line. And then you have a non-emergency medical transportation. So this refers to the transfer of people who are not physically or mentally fit to drive a car. Universities, senior living communities, and even hospitals, that's really good. Even hospitals rely on those types of businesses for precautionary reasons, and entering this field can lead to major profits. So, what about the cargo van delivery business opportunities? Well, you have e-commerce goods transportation. You have packers and movers, so that's really good. You have a truck transportation service, and you also have a trash removal and waste management. Okay, I mean this may not be glamorous, that's for sure, but single vans that offer trash removal and waste management services often find success in large cities and living communities that can have major benefits for owner operators. I want to talk to you. Let me give you a step by step here. So, how do you start a transportation business with one van? I want to really focus on that one van, okay? One vehicle. So, the first thing you want to do here, right off the bat, you want to pick the right vehicle. This is so critical. I mean, you don't, the thing is, you have a lot of possibilities when you think about having one van, right? You have cargo van, sprinter van, you can have a box truck, you have a lot of possibility, a passenger van. So you have to really focus on picking the right vehicle, because otherwise you'll be wasting your time, like, down the road, literally. So you should know by now that van delivery business opportunities can actually vary based on what vehicle you are using, especially if your business only has a single van, right? That's really the focus of today's conversation, a single van. So that's why picking your vehicle should be the first step to starting a transportation business, whether you are planning to maintain one van or potentially expand in the future. So the thing is that when I think I've already established that the fact that when it comes to vans, there are two main categories, right? You know that by now: passenger vans or cargo vans. So which one you select should ultimately boil down to the nature of your business, and specifically whether you want to be transporting people or goods. I mean, there is a difference in business model, so you got to see what works for you. Now, which one is profitable? It really depends. But one thing for sure, once you make that choice between people or goods, there will still be plenty of options within each category to choose from. Let's say you settle on a passenger van because you plan to run a cab business. Will your taxi be used for individual transport, or will you use it like as a pull system? In which case, you might require a spacious and specially extended van. Likewise, let's say you move forward with a cargo van because you want to cater to the e-commerce business to provide inner-city transportation services and fulfill an e-commerce business's freight needs. You might seek a van with larger capacity than you would if planning on local vendor deliveries. Okay. Bottom line is the kinds of goods your business will carry, your suppliers, customers, as well as a load volume are important consideration that will actually influence the specific kind of cargo van or passenger vehicle that you decide to purchase in the end. Next, you got to have a business plan. It's one of those things where if you are trying to start a transportation business with one van, you got to have a business plan. Why? Because the business plan is literally, and I mean literally, it's literally your GPS. Okay, that's going to tell you actually where you're going from a business perspective, especially with your single van. Will the whole model be profitable? Will the whole venture be profitable? Okay, so once you have picked your truck and the line of work you want to enter, it's time to really create a business plan. And I'm not asking you to actually write the 1,000 pages or 100 pages. You can have 10 pages. You can just go straight to the point. The good thing is you have a software that can really help you create business plans real fast. Okay. So a business plan should really serve as the roadmap or blueprint for your one van transportation business. Okay. So a well thought out and a well executed business plan should be really actionable and contain an executive summary, marketing plan, company description, and much more. Again, the whole thing is if you have question about that aspect of things, let us know in the comment section, and one of our team members will certainly get back to you and explain things for you a little further. Okay. So basically, when you think about a business plan, that's not just what I just told you a little earlier, like executive summary, marketing plan, company description, and more. That's the qualitative aspect of your business plan, of your one van transportation business plan. Okay. Now you have the quantitative aspect of things. So this is where you have the budget, forecast, operational plans, and growth projections. So those actually also those metrics actually will help you stay focused on core business objectives. This is why I was just telling you a little earlier that basically a business plan for your one van transportation business is actually is literally the GPS that you need. Okay. And your business plan, think of it as your opportunity to outline how you can stand out from competitors and gain, let's say, market share real fast. And if you are looking to get outside funding for your business, a quality business plan is particularly important and could be the thing that determines whether or not an investor chooses to back your business. Okay. And it's not just the investors. Maybe you might want to get a loan also. So if you are in doubt about where to start your business plan, you can actually use the software, or you can check out the Small Business Administration's free useful tool. So that's really wonderful. So if you are thinking about starting a transportation business with a one van, you got to really think about the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Where are you getting the cash from? Unless you have a $1 million sitting in the bank, or 100,000, or having your own money, you're gonna have to secure funding and finances. Okay, it's one of those things where you have to know how much you have to to spend in terms of startup costs. So for many owner operators interested in how to start a transportation business with one van, financing is really a big part of the equation. That's for sure. Maybe in your case, that's also the prospects. So in some cases, it may turn out that you don't have a major financing need if you already own a vehicle that's fully equipped and ready-made for your business. Otherwise, whether you decide to purchase or lease a van, you most likely will need to weigh various financing options, and that could mean actually looking out for loans or for investors. So when I speak about loans actually you can actually also think about lines of credit. So you don't have to go for an installment loan. You can also go for a line of credit, a business line of credit. So after you purchase or hire your new van, there are some best practices you can follow to drive down the cost of your investment and boost ROI. So to effectively manage a tight budget, fulfill deliveries, and keep clients happy, what you want to do is you can consider working from home instead of investing in office space. That's totally possible. You can drive your vehicle yourself, and you can keep a small active roster of clients before expanding too far and running the risk of overstretching yourself, right? It's one of those things where you have to really understand starting a transportation business with one van. It's really a long-term marathon. It's not a short-term sprint. So opening a business checking account in the name of your transportation company is another important step to complete on the finances front. A business checking account separates business and personal expenses to help keep things organized come tax season. And you got to have that, because the last thing you want is to have the IRS actually come and punish you. Next, you want to obtain insurance, licensing, and permits. So if you want to start a transportation business with one van, you got to really think about the regulations in your area, the regulations when it comes to the loads you want to haul, the regulations when it comes to if you want to go with transporting people, there could be some regulations also. So after acquiring financing, acquiring the necessary insurance, licensing, and permits to create and operate your business are basically prerequisites you need to complete before your van is ready to hit the open road. But once again, the bases you will need to cover here can vary according to your specific line of business and also geography. Okay. And so a majority of transportation businesses that operate with one van start by obtaining a general business license and some type of commercial vehicle insurance. So that's really good from a regulatory point of view. If you plan, by the way, if you plan to drive the van yourself instead of hiring a driver to begin with, you will also need to have an active driver's license from a relevant authority. This could be DMV. So one major piece of good news is that unlike for semi trucks or other trucking businesses, single van transportation companies are now required to possess a CDL, so a commercial driver's license. So this is something you really need to keep in mind. And from there, things can actually get a little bit more complicated. You may need to maintain industry specific permits and special types of insurance depending on the nature of your business. So laws can actually vary by state and by, as I said a little earlier, by what you are transporting and where, right? So whether you are transporting freight across state lines or operating a passenger van within a certain state, make sure you review your specific state's laws and adhere to all your industry's requirements to stay actually compliant at all times. It's all about making sure that you are staying compliant at all times. Let me give you an example. A passenger van business offering taxi services might be required to get an operator's licenses, also a contract carriages permit, or a casual contact carriage permit. On the other hand, a cargo van business that offers moving services might need a good carriage permit or a certain licensing to legally operate within a state. So it really depends upon your state. Additionally, if you own and operate a cargo van, you bear responsibility and remain liable for any goods damaged while they are in your possession. So it can therefore be wise to take out insurance on your vehicle as well as on the goods you are transporting to minimize the potential cost you might incur in the event of an accident. In some cases, you may even be required to get this insurance before picking up a load. That's really important. The last thing you want to do if you want to start a transportation business with one van is to really do your research, market your business, and build your network, right? Things are not going to come to you like very, very easily. Even if you take care of all the steps that I just gave you a little earlier, your business will not succeed unless you find customers. You gotta have paying customers. You gotta find shippers. You gotta find individual like a retail customers. Okay, so this means what? It means that doing research to find a spot for your business in the existing market becomes what? Quite essential. So a very first good step is to actually conduct basic market research to actually spot trends and identify the ways your business can stand out from the pack. It's all about actually identifying your competitive edge to know exactly where you are adding value, where you can add value, and where your rivals, your current rivals, are not adding value. Okay, so you got to really think about the market gap where you can really fill things to ensure profitability. Perhaps there are some gaps in the local market that you could fill, or perhaps there is high demand for a certain type of transportation service, and simply basically supply can be met. Okay, so whatever the circumstance, it's important that you position your business to add to the existing landscape and fill a need. You got to fill a need. You got to solve a pain point. You got to solve customers' pain points for you to actually make money. So when it comes to actually winning new businesses, part of the job is making phone calls, handing out brochures, and simply getting your name out there. It's all about just starting buzz around your name. Another great option is to join a comprehensive freight network to start winning new business and lucrative van delivery business opportunities. So leading freight super databases can actually help you connect with trusted pros, leverage real-time pricing trends in your area, and better understand your competition across the industry. Okay, so that's really good because you are able to build your one van transportation business real fast. And the cool thing is that even as you build your network further and hone your messaging strategy, you may move forward from cold calls and begin engaging with customers primarily via your social media channels or through a low maintenance website. So that's really good. So, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn can be low cost, high value platforms that allow you to run targeted ads and help you win local business in a digital age. And setting up business accounts on Yelp and Google can also be a great ways for customers to find you. Effective digital media strategies can prove especially valuable for small businesses where research reveals a strong relationship between a business's revenue and the number of online reviews it generates. So that's really fantastic. So here are the closing arguments. In today's conversation, I spoke to you about how to start a transportation business with one van. I gave you the generalities and then the step by step. So in terms of step by step, pick the right vehicle, create a business plan, secure funding and finances, obtain insurance, licensing and permits, and do your research, market your business, and build your network. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.